Today we are going to work on a calming, mindful drawing. And you don't have to tape your paper. I'm taping my paper so I can make sure that I don't take myself out of your camera angle. That tends to happen sometimes. I'm going right in with a fine tip black pen. You can do this activity with any size paper and any pen. I like a dark marker, personal preference. The first thing I'm going to do is put 4 little simple reference dots in the corners of my paper. I'm going to connect those to make an outline. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. It can be kind of curvy if you want it to. Mine's a little curvy. But I'm just making a nice little frame. A nice little frame around what will be the area that's my drawing. So this, I'll curve a little bit. And there we have it. That's the space I'm going to draw in. We are going to make a lot of curves and a lot of circles today. I want you to breathe. Let your mind think about curvy lines and circles and how we might connect them. I'm going to start with this curvy line. And from the same point, I'm going to make another curvy line. And I'm going to leave some space between all of these curvy lines for maybe some other elements of my drawing. And I want one to be nice and tall. All right. In between them, I'm going to make a curvy line out of circles. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to imagine there's a curvy line that goes up and around, and it's just made of circles. Maybe they're going to get a little smaller as we get toward the top. But they're still going to curve. And maybe I have room for another one here at the bottom. And we're going to connect those to our origin point with another line. And it can be curvy like the other ones, or it can be a little different. It's up to you. But this is the line that connects all of these little happy circles. And maybe they have a line coming off the top. So then we can do that again. But we don't have to make it the same. This one can have bigger circles. They're still getting a little bit smaller as we go toward the top of the page. And then I can think about how I want to connect these circles together. Maybe I want a tiny circle between each of these two. So there's a littler circle. And then these are super little. And then I'll connect these with my line to that center. And I'm going to go center to center with these. So let's just go center to center. Point A to point B. And there's no wrong way to do this. So if you feel like you're messing up, you're not, because there's just simply not a wrong way. We've done a lot of circles. Let's add some more curves. So I'm going to leave a little edge to this, and I'm going to add a curve that meets that curve. And then I can come and do the same thing over here. I'm giving it, it's almost like a little leaf, isn't it? And we can add another little leaf down here if we want to. And then anywhere we see a place that we might want to add a curve to a curve that's already there, let's do it. Anywhere we feel. And you can overlap with your dots that are already there if you want to, or if you're not feeling like being that complicated today, you can just add to your curves. So there's another curve. And let's see, we need a curve here. But where you want a curve and where I want a curve on my drawing might be completely different. So it doesn't have to be the same at all. So I like these circles, but I think I need more. Maybe I want some circles that are small and kind of wiggly in the line that they make. These are not a straight line of circles. This is a very wiggly line of circles. And they're getting littler as we get toward the top. I'm going to connect them at that same origin point and go from the middle to the middle with little curvy lines. Curvy, curvy, and a little bit curvy. I'm going to keep drawing, but you are welcome to go wherever your own imagination is taking you. You can do exactly what I'm doing, or you can go off on your own. So I think we could do a little string of circles over here. How about you? I can fit them, and these are going to all be random sizes of circles. So a big one and a little one, and a medium one, and a really big one, and a tiny one. Medium, bigger, littler, little tiny, a little bit bigger, and then I can connect them in whatever way I want. So first, I'm going to connect it all to my origin point, and then I'm going to go up, and I like the way it looks when I connect them in the middles. So let's do middle connecting. You can do it a different way if you're thinking you'd like to make a different kind of connection. I'm just drawing from point A to point B each time. And there's the end. So now I have all these different little leaves and all these different little circles. What do I want to do to them? I'm not sure. I think on each set of circles, maybe I'll do something different. On this set of circles, all of the circles are going to have tiny lines coming down from their top edge. And I'll repeat that through each of them. And while I'm doing this, I'm thinking, what might I do to my next set of circles? Maybe I'll go with dots instead of lines, or maybe I'll do the same thing to all my circles. All right, so those all have their very own little personality. Then we have this next set of circles, and I think they're gonna have some dots. So along the top, these ones are all gonna have little dots. And I'm gonna make the dots sort of in a crescent moon shape, just like that. Let's zoom in and you can really see what I'm doing there. Perfect. I'm going to zoom back out now. Get you back to the full screen view. So I'm going to put dots on the top of all of these. So I'm going to make my little crescent moon shape and add my dots along the top. If you're feeling something other than dots, curves, circles, if you want to make these into a flower, you could always do that. If you want to make them all into little faces, like they're all people, you could do that. If you want to make them all cute little kitty cats, you could do that. I may still go back and do that. Now that I've thought of that idea, I really like it. But these will all be dotty on one half of the top. I tend to draw a lot of things that come out looking very like they were inspired by botanicals, which may be because I love plants. I love looking at the way plants are made, their leaf shapes, their different characteristics. But it doesn't have to be a plant if you don't want it to. It can be something completely out of your imagination. I decided this one down here needed more dots for whatever reason. All right, so dot, 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 dot. That one's kind of small, so it's not going to get a lot of dots. As I get up here in these little bitty ones, just not a lot of dots. All right, so I've got stripy ones, I've got dotted ones. I don't even know what's going to go on over here. What should we do? Maybe some spirals. I could use spirals. These can have spirals inside, and I'll make them go the opposite way every other one. So these are getting some spirals. Go this way with this one, and this way with this one. Just find a shape or a type of line that you enjoy making. Like so. And we'll work until we get to our very last little shape here. So these are getting very interesting. I'm enjoying them quite a lot. And then I have one more row, and I'm thinking, what have we not done that I could do? But you know what? I like this over here, so I think I'm going to do that exact same thing to these ones. So I really like the way that turned out. If you have another pattern that you were wanting to use, you go ahead, but I really like the way it looks with those little lines kind of coming from the top. And I'm making this like a very whiskery little line. It's more dense at the top, less dense at the bottom. And that's going to give all of these a little more shape, a little more interest. And we'll set them apart from what's going on over on the other side of my drawing. Excuse me. All right, you know, I think these need a tiny few more dots. So I'm going to go add a tiny few more dots to the bottom parts of these. Looking a little too sparse. All right, so now we have our leaves, and we can decide what to do inside these curve shapes that we've made. So I think in this one, I'm gonna split in half a couple of times, and then I'm gonna make it almost like a little grid. So I'm gonna come down and make some crossovers It's not a straight grid, it's kind of a curvy grid. And then I have to decide, am I going to do the same thing down here, or am I going to do something different? I enjoy these very curvy lines, and this is our curves and circles activity, so I'm trying not to make any of these lines too straight. I think I'll do the same thing here. So I'll split these sections in half a couple of times, and then I'm going to add my curvy line that goes upward. Here is where it would be helpful for me to turn my paper, but since I've taped it, I can't do that. And we can decide if we want to do anything along this little line. Maybe I'll put some little dots just to make that a little more fun. And let's see, maybe I want some dots all down the side. All right, now we can decide what do we want to do inside of our other curved areas. Let's see, this one is just going to have curved sections like so. And I can decide later if I want to do anything inside of these curved sections. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. This is very open-ended. And it's just for my mind to take some time and relax with you. There's no right or wrong. There's no need to plan too much in advance. It's simply a time to enjoy this process and do what we want to do. So there's a nice stripy curved line. And maybe I'll come back and do something in those stripes. Maybe I won't. It's completely up to me. Doesn't matter. This one, I'm going to make my curves a different way. I'm going to make them like a lot of little sideways smiles. And what's fun about this, I'm just noticing, if you look at these smiles with these two swirls, it kind of looks like a little frog face, doesn't it? That's pretty fun. All right, so I've got that one curvy, and then this one I'll make curvy the other way. Curvy, curvy, curvy. Lots of little arches. There we go. So then I have these two left, and I can think about what I might do for them. So I've got a stripe, sort of kind of grid, an archy stripe that goes the other way. What else can we do? I can do wavy stripes. So these are going to be wavy stripes. I might come back and put a little, like, make more lines, but for now. All right, now I'll go back and add a little more because I have more room for lines. So let's add more there. More here. That is pretty fun. I might want even a few more. I might have been a little shy at first with my lines, but no more. Now I'm adding all the lines I want to add. I've got contours on either side that I can stay within, so that's helpful for my line shape. I'm echoing the lines that I have on either side, making them all very similarly shaped. There we go. So I just have this one little section left, and I'm trying to decide what to do with it. Since these are sort of horizontal and these are sort of horizontal, I feel like this one needs to be something that's more vertical. So I'm going to do just the regular old garden variety leaf pattern with the one line down the middle and the lines on the side being diagonal, like the lines of a leaf vein or the individual little pieces of a feather. I'm doing this and I'm thinking of a leaf floating on the wind, or a little feather just floating on the wind. So I like that a lot. I'll do the same thing in this one. So I'll go up and I'll add my little diagonal lines. And I'll add the others going in the other direction. Great. So you can be done at this point if you want to, or you can keep adding more and more and more, whatever you feel comfortable with, whatever you enjoy doing. I want to do more, but what I'm going to do is time lapse it so that you can see me work very quickly and get back to just working on your own.